Hello, my name is Emmeline Martin, and I am doing my Sustainable Development Goal number 3 assignment on Sustainable Development Goal number 5, Gender Equality in South Korea. I used the chart Gender Inequality Index from 1990 to 2022 from Our World Data to show where the gender inequality has came in South Korea and that compared to the United States. As of 2022, South Korea was at 0.062 versus the United States 0.180. So what are the causes for gender inequality in South Korea? Well, South Korea has faced significant gender inequality due to deep-rooted cultural norms and patriarchal traditions. Which historically limited women's access to education, economic opportunities, and political representation. Efforts to address these disparities have included enforcing equal employment laws, increasing support for working mothers, and introducing gender quotas in politics. Despite progress, South Korea still has challenges in meeting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal on gender equality, especially in closing wage gaps and ensuring equitable representation. Moving forward, continued efforts in education, policy reform, and shifting cultural attitude will be essential to achieve full gender equality and meet Sustainable Development Goal targets by 2030. So how does the gender inequality compare to the United States? Well, there's some things that both countries do very well. In the United States, there is a higher number of women in the labor force. There's more entrepreneurial and leadership opportunities, legal protections and anti-discrimination laws in place, growing representation in STEM fields, and more socially acceptable for diverse gender roles. What South Korea does is provide universal health care for women to reduce health issues. The gender gap in higher education is closing. Many parental leave policies are in place for both parents. Gender quotas in political positions and family support programs are in place. So how can South Korea close the gap? I've listed 4 main areas, and some of these are actually currently in place. The first that I want to discuss is education. They can continue to promote equality in the media, in TV shows, music, movies, integrate gender equality in academic institutions, equality in educational opportunities, consequences, dress code, and workplace training for equality, sensitivity, and inclusivity. Next is empowerment. Policies guaranteeing equal pay for equal work, transparent salary structures. Businesses can open more remote positions to support working parents, subsidize childcare and increased parental leave for both parents, promote women business leaders, including mentorship and funding and leadership training for women. Next is legal and policy reforms, strengthen anti-discrimination laws. South Korea should abolish termination clauses for pregnancies and marriage. Some companies still practice this, where if a woman becomes married or pregnant, she is told to either voluntarily resign or be terminated from her position. Next is tougher penalties for domestic violence and support for the victims. After that is provide free and subsidized legal aid for victims as well as rehabilitation services. And the last area, which I think is one of the driving forces, is cultural norms. It will take a while, but with implementing the education, empowerment, and policy and legal, I think that South Korea can push forward to creating more cultural norms that are more inclusive to women and promote more equality. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.